Hi, Ronnie. I just want to say thank you for your time and thank you for meeting with me. I know you're busy. I know you're a student leader. I know you're doing your work with your studies and also working and just doing a lot of things and being supportive on campus. So we're super excited that we get to share the celebration of Black History Month with you today and hear your insight and perspectives. So to get started, can you please tell us about you and how you identify?
And thank you for having me and interviewing me. So my name is Ronny Brizan. I was originally born in the Caribbean. I was born in the island of Grenada. I moved here around the age of 9 to the U.S. Um, and I identify as a Caribbean American student, or African American, based of like just uh, and I am excited to hear from everything.
So I know that you hold a couple of leadership positions on campus. Let's start there. So can you tell us your leadership positions and what you do on campus?
Great. So I am part of two clubs on campus. I am the treasurer for the Caribbean Student Network. Uh, in that club, we uh, help people connect who are from Caribbean descent or background, or even if they don't identify, we just teach them more about the culture and give them an experience of like what it is to be Caribbean. And we throw little parties and events at school to keep the students engaged, as well as just a little more knowledge about the Caribbean. We hold little sessions, and we maybe do like a trivia on the Caribbean islands or like Caribbean history or culture. And as well, I'm also part of the Fundamental Brotherhood of Society, which I'm the vice president there, and that is a club designed to help undergraduate students um, prepare for the workforce and teach them professionalism through networking and job readiness skills. Um, like the idea behind the club was to like have it from a student base. I know the Rare Center uh, does a good job of doing that for students, but we wanted to do it from a student level, so like student derived level, so we are able to do it on ourselves and be willing to do it, because I know it's a different story to hear it from administration than a students connect with other students doing it for themselves.
There's never too many hands to celebrate the work that we all do and to make an impact. So there's no denying that identity impacts one's professional life. How have aspects of your identity impacted you? So whether this has been as a student leader, or someone who is also a worker.
I feel like there's many ways my identity plays into who I am as a person, and what do I do specifically. Being an immigrant and moving to this country, I know the adjustments. Although it's been many years since I've moved here, there's been adjustments and new learning curves um, that I have like conquered and learned about. As well as I want to like emphasize on the point that the fact that I've moved here and learned and assimilated to certain cultures makes it a lot easier for me to meet with new people and network and accept them for their cultures and what they do. As well as seeing other people around me that identify with the same culture as me, not make it as far as I've made it, has given me a sense of pride and more of like a urge to push on and keep on going. So there's a lot of determination, and I'm very ambitious. It makes me very ambitious as a person, to maybe pioneer for my family as well as pioneer for other people that look like me to do better and progress in their education and careers.
What importance does Black History Month hold for you?
The importance of Black History Month that holds to me, or like I hold dear, is celebrating and the struggles, not necessarily the struggles, but I know some people look at to see that the struggles that we have had in the past, but I see it as a way to highlight the things that we have overcome and the accomplishments that we have made as Black people in educational like points, and as well as by a cultural standpoint. I believe this is like Black History Month just shows me that I can be someone in this world, like from the people who's been there before me. Like it just gives me hope.
I like that. How has your racial and cultural identity been encouraged and empowered um, at Suffolk University?
It has encouraged me to be very, what's the word? Can I restart that question? Can I
Sure.
repeat it for me, please? Yes.
Yes. Um, how has your racial and cultural identity encouraged and empowered you as a Suffolk University student, and also from the perspective of the university itself? How have you been encouraged in your racial and cultural identity?
The ways I've been encouraged was one is the most important is just self advocacy, being able to advocate for yourself and tell your story and have someone understand and listen to where you're coming from. Uh, I feel like in a place where there's not many people who look like you in positions higher or the ones that you want to be in, it's very hard to navigate through like those navigate through the system in general. So my cultural identity was to be resilient. I think resilience, moved from a different country, and just working hard are some of the attributes that I've like um, gained and has helped me like through the Suffolk community. I know there's times I haven't done so well in a semester, but I just know that I needed to make it up. I had the willpower to just keep pushing through, even though things hadn't gone the way I wanted to. And I feel like that's what like my background, my cultural history has really impacted that.
What are some changes you hope to see in your future workplace or industry um, that would increase representation of Black people?
Some of the things I hope to see change is not having the token Black person uh, there present to show that there's diversity and there's other that there people are in a more progressive mindset when it comes to things. I want to see the actual actions of people who are training you and people who are teaching you are able to understand that yes, you may be different, like you may appear different, but you're no different than the others. So like a level playing field. However, when there's things to be like when there's accolades to come and there's like you need to give props to someone that you're able to do that in a way where it's not just saying they're the first Black person to do this, but they're are really good at their job and they can excel in any way, shape, or form, and not trying to paint a struggle where there's not a struggle. Like there's people who are out here just working as hard and if not harder. Because I've as my experience, I've heard from my parents and other people around me that you have to work 3 times as hard to level up to the same person who is doing the same thing as you. And I just don't know how that sits well with me. Because if you're working as hard, you should be recognized for that.
Can you discuss the role of mentorship in your professional or personal success, and how you go about finding effective mentors?
So the role of mentorship, feel like I've had a few mentors who've been very impactful in like my life right now, and I would like to do the same, like be a mentor at some point. The mentors I've had before, they were Black. They went to colleges. They've also been very involved in their communities, and I feel like I want to take a book from the page because I know there's a lot of people who made it out of where, like, quote unquote, made it out, and they have not turned back and looked back to the people around them to help them out, or give them the, like, not the answers, but just give them solutions to their, like, their day-to-day problems, and like how to get about it, like advice basically. And I feel like advice is, for most, like, not taking, people don't take much advice, and I want to just find a way that people can take advice and give people good advice in general.
And as a student, what advice would you give to other students who are trying to make the best of their college experience?
The advice I would give to students is to get out of your comfort zone and talk to people that you don't think like you would see yourself talking to 3 years ago or a year ago from now. Um, I'm glad to be at Suffolk because there's people from different parts of the world, from different backgrounds, and I've tried to reach out and talk to, say hi to a new person every day, or get to know something about someone each day. And I feel like that would get you a long way. And just, you have to be a real person. Making lasting relationships with people is very, very important, because those are people that can help you out today in college, and maybe even like 3 years from now when you like graduate college and be like, hey, I need something with this, and learn what they're doing, because it's basically the steps of networking that they teach you in college, and is gonna translate to when you're older, in jobs.
So, you are a student leader. At what point do you feel like you started building your leadership skills? And if you look back to when you were in high school, middle school, did you think you would be the leader that you are today?
So in high school and middle school, I didn't think I was going to be the head of a club or anything like that. I always like getting involved and speaking up, and I think those are like attributes of a leader. And I feel like more and more each day, I decided to say, like, when no one else is talking, I would want to be the one to talk, because I don't think some questions should be going unanswered, or some topics of conversation should just be put under the rug or swept under the rug, because there's conversations that we need to have to really make any effort to change any like type of community body of people. So I definitely, it makes sense, like, looking back, why I decided to get involved as a leader. And I definitely think I would like to continue into leadership roles and try to become a stronger and better leader.
Thank you. My last question for you is, what else would you like to share?
But for people who are going into college and who are just like at the start, you might come over some, like, you might fail, you might miss some classes, you might mess up. But the most important thing is having a plan, and how do you get back on track? Because it's not supposed to be easy. It's a competition, and you have to take school seriously. I feel like I applied to Suffolk right after high school. I got in. I didn't go right away. I decided to take another route and go through community college and work and kind of find myself and see what I wanted to really do. And after a year of working too much and going to school and not doing as well in school because I'm overworking myself, I decided that you really need to come in here with a plan and a focus. I mean, it might not be the same for everybody, but that's what worked for me. And this is like the best advice I can give anybody, is to really, if you mess up, make a plan. And to prevent a plan from like making mistakes, have a master plan.
Thank you so much, Ronny, and it's been a pleasure chatting with you.